What is good, YouTube? So today I'm going to be talking about AMC and GameStop stock and why I believe they are both about to make a massive move very soon. But before I do get into why I believe that, make sure to go down and subscribe if you guys are new to the channel, because I do update you guys on AMC and GameStop stock every single day. So today was a beautiful day for AMC. We did close green, up 2% at $5.04, and it did hit a high of $5.19. Now I did sell the majority of my calls, my December 20th calls for AMC. I've noticed that, in the morning these calls go up like crazy. They'll be up 30-40%. If AMC just goes down a couple cents, they absolutely screw the calls. I mean, the $5 calls were down over 30% today, and it's been doing that. If you notice over the past week, over the past couple of weeks, they've been doing that to the call options on AMC. I mean, I get theta and all that, but the market makers are really screwing over AMC calls, and I see it. So that's why I did close out of my AMC calls. I do have that cash waiting. I'm more than likely going to enter back into AMC calls tomorrow, and GameStop calls. I'm going to use the majority of that capital to throw it into GameStop, especially if we retest $26. So today GameStop had a minus 6% day, another minus 6% day back to back. We did hit a low of $26.75, and that's where, a lot of money was loaded into calls, sending the stock back to like $27.70. I do believe we're going to bounce back off this. As you guys see, we've been in this ascending channel ever since October 29th when the filing came out that Roaring Kitty sold all his Chewy. I do believe we're going to make a bounce back all the way up to around $34, $35, and then we could possibly dip on Friday as we dipped last Friday due to the people selling off their calls for profit. None of this is financial advice. I'm not telling anyone to buy, sell, or hold, but I am going to load into some GameStop calls for this week, more than likely $27 or $28 calls, because I do believe we're going to bounce off this. Not only that, but if we go ahead and delete these trend lines and bring up the Bollinger Bands, it bounced right off that center Bollinger Band. So it is still extremely bullish. GameStop is still looking extremely bullish. Some people are predicting that, it might go to $25. And of course, it's a possibility. Anything could freaking happen. But with how bullish it's been over the past month, I don't see that happening. Like I said, if it does retest $26.70, that's where I would gladly load into call options. That's what I'm going to be doing. Right now, AMC is just riding that top Bollinger Band, but obviously it's broken out of this triangle. And I do believe it is going to make some explosive moves very soon. As you guys see, it's above the moving average still. And like I said in my previous video, some amazing news was going to come out, and it did come out, which is what sent the stock higher to $5.19. I'm sure anyone who's been playing AMC calls though have noticed, AMC was green today, up past $5, and almost every single $5 call was red. It, doesn't make sense. It really doesn't. But it is all good, because when this explosive move does happen with GameStop, obviously AMC is going to follow. And I do believe this explosive move is coming very soon. The daily RSI has came down to around 54. GameStop is no longer overbought. On the weekly, it's chilling around 61. So when we do start to pump up again, we're going to have a lot of room going to the upside. Another stock that I've been looking at right now is also Mara. I did buy some calls when it was under $24. Those were up like crazy today. I bought some $26 calls expiring this week, and I'm more than likely going to close out of the position tomorrow. But if Bitcoin does hit 100,000, and it is like 4 or 5% away, it could happen overnight. If Bitcoin hits 100,000, this thing is going to go past 30 once again, and the call options are going to print. So yeah, I did load into some of those calls. I'm more than likely going to close out of those and dump it into GameStop, even more GameStop freaking calls. I mean, I am just a gambling addict at the end of the day, and I really do love this bet. So Adam Aaron made this post today. He said, amazing record-setting news over the Thanksgiving holiday, Wednesday through Sunday. More than 8.8 million people watched a movie at an AMC theater globally, the highest Thanksgiving US numbers ever for AMC in our entire 104-year history. Staggering, incredible numbers. I literally guaranteed you guys that some amazing news was going to come out this Monday. What happened? Freaking record breaking. Something that hasn't happened in 104 years in the history of AMC. Boom, another record freaking broken. What happened? AMC jumped up to $5.19. Then it came back down. Call options were still freaking red. These market makers are sick bastards that are going to burn in hell at the end of the day. But aside from that, they really can't stop what's coming. Jackie Letitz also pointed this out. He said, looks fine to me. Obviously, he has the Bollinger Bands, the daily Bollinger Bands pulled up here, and it just made a clear bounce right off that center Bollinger Band. So it is still looking looking extremely bullish. Obviously the RSI pulled back a little, which isn't the worst thing that could happen. Obviously it's not overbought now, so when people do start to load back into GameStop, like I said, we're gonna have a lot more room to go up, and I do believe this time we will break past that $32 level, which is a huge level of resistance now for GameStop. But after 32, I believe we will see $34, $35, and we may have another pullback before we get this squeeze. This guy said, I'll take the falling wedge into close. Hopefully that's the end of the red, folks. Have a nice evening, everyone. So the falling wedge is right here on GameStop. We got it at $27. Like I said, tomorrow morning it may go lower, but I feel like people are gonna take advantage of this opportunity and start loading into more call options. With earnings coming out next week, I feel like something huge is gonna come out. Now, normally GameStop does fall on earnings as well as AMC, you know, unless they release some freaking crazy news, and I feel like they are gonna release some crazy news. It can really send the stock higher, and it can cause a squeeze, because everyone in the stock market has their eyes on GameStop and AMC right now. That's just facts. They might not be investing in it, but they definitely have their eyes on it. And obviously I feel like what would really bring every single investor to just FOMO into GameStop and send it to the freaking moon is if Roaring Kitty obviously tweets. I mean, he is more powerful than any hedge fund, and it might not happen. You know, he's not going to come save anyone, but it is possible. It is freaking possible. This guy said the GameStop cycles, weak hands won't get it. So there is always pullback before a squeeze. We got a decent amount of pullback over the past 2 days, like minus 15 to 20%. And in my opinion, it is an opportunity. I mean, GameStop has been moving up and down like crazy, and there's a lot of money to be made. I do believe we will break out past $30 once again within this week. This guy said we should notice on the daily time frame that the pullback has been on low volume and the RSI is back into the neutral zone. I built a new position on the stock and might add some more tomorrow if it tests the 26s. So this guy is obviously going to do the same thing I'm doing, because I am looking at buying some more calls for GameStop, especially if it dips below $27 once again. I really do feel like GameStop won't fall below this middle Bollinger Band. Obviously we do have some bearish indicators here, but at the end of the day, guys, it is still freaking bullish. We're up over 40% in the past month. We're still trading past $27, and all it takes is just one catalyst to send this freaking stock back to $40, $50, $60. But that is going to do it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did make it to the end of the video and you haven't subscribed yet, what the heck are you guys doing? Make sure to go down and subscribe. Let me know if you guys are looking at buying this dip. In my opinion, it is a huge opportunity. GameStop has been moving up and down like crazy, and within a couple minutes from $26.75, it went all the way back to $27.75. That's like a whole dollar right there, which is a lot of money in calls. So yeah, me personally, I will be buying some calls tomorrow, especially if GameStop dips. I will be buying even more than I'm supposed to be buying. I will keep you guys updated on what calls I do buy on my X, so make sure to go follow me on that. My username is Mikey's_money. And as for AMC, you know, we've just been making higher highs and higher lows, which is still extremely bullish. And I feel like it will have a rally to $5.66 for sure within this month. But obviously, if GameStop does get this explosive move, AMC will have that explosive move right alongside it. But I will keep you guys updated on what happens with AMC and GameStop stocks, so make sure to stay tuned on my channel. And I'll catch you guys in my next video. As y'all know, I'm buying the dip.
Here we go, come on, push it,